Hello and welcome to Motors for the Masses, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 motorbikes that I feel should be brought back. So let's roll the intro and get cracking. Now, when I started compiling this list in my head, there was a lot of contenders. And it took me a while to narrow it down to the 5 I really wanted to see. I'm probably going to do a follow-up video to this for some other ones that I feel should be brought back. But for now, these are my top 5. Now, what I don't want to do is start talking about how they ride and the performance of them, etc., etc. Simply because this is not a review. This is a list of bikes I feel should be brought back because of the idea of them, what they sound like and what they look like. The whole concept of the bike, the reason why I think they should be brought back. So let's start with number 1. And that is this, the Kawasaki GPZ900R. Now, this bike was made between 1984 and 2003, made famous, of course, by the Top Gun videos. I say the Top Gun videos, the Top Gun movie. This is the bike that Tom Cruise was riding, very irresponsibly without a helmet, of course. 908cc 4-stroke 4-cylinder 16-valve double overhead cam engine it was running, 115 brake horsepower, 63 pounds-foot of torque, and a top speed of between 151 and 158 miles an hour. Now, this bike looked fantastic. It had amazing colours, various different colours, from the green to the red and the black to the black and the gold. Some were available in some countries, some were not available in other countries. Now, I love the look of these bikes. They look fantastic, and here's a little clip of what it sounded like. Now, I think you'll agree, it sounds amazing. Okay, that one probably a little bit fluffy because it hasn't been ridden for a while, but the sound of it, especially as it's getting up on those rev range, oh yes, beautiful. Now, when I say I want to see these bikes back, I want to see them back, not looking identical with a slight modern take, but looking pretty similar to how they looked in the 80s and 90s. The sound, again, they can replicate that. The problem we've got obviously is Euro 5 and what's to come probably Euro 6, and how they hamper, is that the right word? Hinder, let's call it that. Hinder the sound, hinder the performance, and hinder everything else about a bike because of CO2 emissions. But modern technology as it is, even do a hybrid version. Maybe that's the solution. But if not, just bring it out. We need that kind of bike back in our lives. People love the retro look, and this is something I want to see. So yes, the Kawasaki GPZ900R. Beautiful. So on to number 2. And is this the Benelli Tornado TRE 900 or 1130. They did 2 versions. Now, what made this bike stand out was the 2 fans at the back. It just looked epic. I mean, it's a beautiful bike with some amazing lines. Yes, it's a sports bike and there's a lot of them around, but this was just special. I love the colour scheme they did with the silver and the green. They also did the red in the later versions with the black accents. Yeah, I love this. Now, I had the opportunity, I think I've mentioned this before in another video, to buy one of these in full carbon for £3,000 about 4 years ago. And I ummed and ahed about it, and I didn't buy it. And it's one of the biggest regrets I have in my motorcycle purchasing history. I really should have bought that bike. I'll still have it now, and it just looks fantastic. And it sounds pretty decent too. Okay, it's not an amazing sound, but here are the specifications. So it was built between 2002 and 2014, had an 898cc 4-stroke, 3-cylinder, 12-valve double overhead cam engine. Developed 140 brake horsepower, 70 pounds-foot of torque, and a top speed of 162 miles an hour. Now, these fans were not just for looks, they were functional as well, but they just, I mean, it's just, what an amazing look to a bike. I mean, look at the way that just sits there like two menacing fans, and you're following that. It just looks awesome. So here's a little clip. So there we go. Yes, as I say, this bike stopped being made in 2014. So I know it hasn't been a huge amount of years, but they really should have kept it going, or at least bring it back. It's time for a reboot, I think, on that one. Design it however you like, just keep the fans. So on to number 3. And that is this, the Moto Marini 350 Sport, or known as the 3.5. Now this was made between 1974 and 1981. And a 344cc 4-stroke V-twin engine, overhead cam 4-valve. It only developed 39 brake horsepower and 25 pounds-foot of torque, but it had a top speed of 97 miles an hour. Again, it's got that amazing retro look. It's got the sound as well. So let's have a little clip here. I think you'll agree, a fantastic little rasp from that fiery little angry engine. It's just amazing. Really want to see that back. Again, looks wise, this could be updated a little, and I think they could do some amazing stuff if they updated it a little bit. Not a huge amount, just updated it a little bit, but kept that 350V twin. I don't know how economical it would be now, but again, if it's fuel injection and not carburetor, with modern technology, it would look and sound, I think, amazing. So then, on to number 4, and that is this. The Suzuki GT750 Triple, also known as the Kettle. Now this was made between 1971 and 1977. 738cc 2-stroke transverse 3-cylinder. 70 brake horsepower, 62 pounds-foot of torque, and a top speed of 120 miles an hour. Yes, now I know it's a 2-stroke, and 2-strokes just aren't economical, and they're not great for the environment. So this one could be tricky. I'd be interested to see this as a 4-stroke, to see whether they could get that sound. I mean, that's the bit that got me the most. I don't like 2-strokes, the sound of them. I can't stand 2-strokes, and I'm not into all that smoke. Some of them, when you follow like with the Castrol 2-stroke smell, it's quite nice. But I don't like 2-strokes in general. However, this 2-stroke I love the sound of. It's just got that ring, ding, 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 but with a deep rasp going with it. Oh, yes. That's enough of me. Have a listen to this. I mean, isn't that just an amazing sound? Oh, I love that. If they could replicate that sound and bring it out as a triple 4-stroke, I want to see it. I mean, someone try and develop it. Suzuki, try and develop it. See what you can come up with. I'm sure you spend a lot of money on concepts that never see the light of day, we'll try and make this one a reality, because this was a very iconic bike. Beautiful. Worth a fortune now if you can get a decent one. And I want to see a new version. And that brings me on to my last one. I've saved the best till last because this is my absolute favourite bike. So here we go with number 5. And it's this, the Kawasaki Z1300. Now this was made between 1979 and 1989. It had a 1,286cc, 4-stroke transverse 6-cylinder engine, 12-valve double overhead cam. It developed 120 brake horsepower, 86 pounds-foot of torque, and a top speed of 139 miles an hour. Now, yes, these were very heavy bikes, but look at it. I mean, that straight 6 with those 6 pipes coming down. Oh, that's just amazing. And the sound, if there was ever an F1 motorbike, this is it. Now, I know you've got the Honda CBX, and people love the CBX, the 1050 6-cylinder. Okay, it's a nice bike, but there's just something about this Z1300 that just puts it above that CBX for me. And they're not as expensive. The CBX holds some really serious money, and the Kawasaki still holds decent money, but not as much as the CBX. But to me, that Kawasaki is just, ooh. I mean, reliability may have been an issue back in the day, but anyway, I want to see a 6-cylinder Kawasaki Z1300 reboot in that naked street bike look, brought to the modern era, but still with the same style, with that big long tank and those 6 pipes and this sound. I mean, just listen to this. Oh, I mean, that is just heaven. Heaven on 2 wheels. I've got to have some tea after that because I'm far too excited. So yeah, there we go, the Z1300. Oh, I want to own one, but obviously the carbs and with carburetors and the bikes need constant maintenance, and I don't have time for that. So a modern fuel injection, I mean, I know they did a fuel injection version, but it's old technology. So a modern fuel injection version with those 6 pipes and that look and that long tank and that just big beastie. Oh, yes. I want that bike brought into the modern era. And that is all I've got for this list of 5. Now, I think, as I say, because there's others on the list, and I'm not going to tell you what they are because there'll be another part with those in it. So stay tuned for that one. If you agree with me, let me know in the comment section below. If you disagree with me, let me know that also. If you've got anything else you think I should have put on that list, then please let me know that too. And that is all I've got for this episode. So thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back next time with something else. So until next time, please ride and drive carefully. And oh, by the way, you might be asking why I've got a hat. Well, that's because I wanted to wear a hat and I'm here on my own at the moment. So no one around to tell me it's not right to wear a hat indoors. I don't care. Oh yeah, drive carefully. Bye. And ride. Drive and ride. So until next time, please ride and drive carefully, but have fun. Bye. Messed that up, don't I? I need more tea, clearly.